Hey there, it's Elizabeth, and welcome back to flip number 51. This is where we left off on our last flip, so we'll just get started. So, this day here, that was me. More contemplating, and I had talked about all of that in my last ramble session. So today is actually when I'm filming this. Let me see. I can't see. It is the 6th of April. And so this is back from March 19th. And I think this was a Saturday. Friday, Saturday. So I was home alone. I'm not really sure why I was home alone on a Saturday. I don't know where everybody was. My husband was probably at work, I'm guessing. I mean, if he's not here, he's at work. So, and the kids must have been out. So yeah, home alone for me equals too much time to think. Sometimes I think too much. So anywho, yeah. So that day I was, in contemplation, and I thought I had come up with a way to schedule my time better. And if you saw my last ramble session, you'll know that did not go over so well. So yeah, still trying, that's all I can do. So then this day here, insomnia bites, let me tell you what. Oh gosh. So I do have insomnia quite a lot. I guess I'm not even sure if it's like technically insomnia, but I have a very hard time falling asleep. And it just seems like my days and nights are mixed up. Like, during the day, obviously I'm so tired because I didn't get enough sleep the night before. And anyway, all of that. It's a never-ending cycle. So, the last few nights I had been just up at, 2 a.m. watching movies, old movies that I love, like Good Will Hunting, love that movie. Mona Lisa Smile, love that movie. And then some new ones too that I had never seen. So, so I'd been up watching some, movies at night while I can't sleep. And then my poor daughter had a broken heart, and I'm not going to get into her personal life, but yes, my poor beauty queen and trying to soothe a broken heart. So that was that. And then this was kind of like, it might have been like a continuation. And so on here, it was just such a long weekend for everyone. I wrote here at times, I thought this weekend I could just sit down and write a country song, for crying out loud. Oh my gosh. Anyway, yeah. But I'm glad that my daughter is, able to talk about her feelings, which is so important. And to be able to discuss those things with her dad and with me. So, that's just it really is a blessing. That she feels comfortable enough to share her thoughts with us. And so this is one of the memes I had found, and it says, "I've learned that no matter how you try to protect your children, they will eventually get hurt, and you will hurt in the process." So that is so true. Excuse me. I was thinking too, this day I'd found this in a magazine, a beautiful waterfall scene, and thinking, oh, I wish I could have, a place like this to go to and listen to a beautiful waterfall and feel the serenity of it. And then this down here I liked for my daughter as well, this little meme, and it says, "One day she finally grasped that unexpected things were always going to happen in life. And with that, she realized the only control she had was how she chose to handle them. So she made the decision to survive using courage, humor, and grace. She was the queen of her own life, and the choice was hers." So I just put that in there for my daughter. And also this here in the center, it was like just a small tidbit of advice when you are thawing stone crabs. We had a whole bag of stone crabs that we were going to have for dinner. We ended up having them for dinner, but whoops. And So my husband was thawing them, and one of the things that he loves to do is put meat or fish or whatever just in the bag that it's in the refrigerator to thaw. Like, he doesn't put it in a bowl or anything like that. Inevitably, if anyone has ever done this, you know that somehow the bag is going to leak, right? Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah. So when you're thawing seafood, especially like crabs or lobster or something like that, and you don't put it in a bowl, the juices drip out and they drip all over your refrigerator, and then your house smells like a dead rat for days. So yeah, that's what happened. And my poor in-laws, because the stone crabs were actually in their refrigerator, which is in their bedroom. It's like a little, mini fridge in their bedroom. And yeah, I mean, like, I cleaned the whole thing out twice. I just cleaned it with bleach. I cleaned it with everything. And like the next day, it still smelled so horrible in there. I'm like, what on earth? So I, pulled the whole thing out. I'm looking all over the place for where is this stench coming from, and little did I know that there is a drip pan on the back of the refrigerator. Oh yeah. Oh my God. Oh, it was horrible. So yeah, just a little tidbit. If for those of you who thaw meat, fish, anything like that, put it in a bowl before you put it in the fridge to thaw. Yeah. So anyway. That was that. And then this was kind of, starting the beginning of my funk. So I tried to put something encouraging on the page, and I just did not get to the rest of it because I wasn't in the mood. So that's what happened that day. And then this day here, I had reverted. Excuse me one second. Where is my phone? It's here somewhere. Okay, sorry. I keep getting texts, and if I don't answer them, it'll just keep, or at least acknowledge them, it'll just keep reminding me. Okay, so anyhow, this day here, I had gone back to my old way of doing things, using my flare pens, using my colored pencils, and doing it the way that I used to do it. While I've had fun over the last, few months trying new things, I have really just learned that I like the way I used to do it. And so, yeah, I'm going back to that. So this was my life this day. Oh my gosh. So this is this is the dryer vent that's out on our back patio. So this is what happens when someone leaves paper inside their pocket. There is a person living in my household that does this quite frequently, and it's like, seriously, my whole back porch, it looked like it had snowed in this, well, not the whole back porch, but right by the dryer vent, it looked like it had snowed out there. And oh my gosh, yeah, I was not happy. Anyway, yeah, it had been the longest week ever. I mean, dealing, with what my daughter was dealing with, and, me just being in a funk, and my husband still not feeling well, blah, 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 just all of it. Yeah, it was just like the longest week ever. And so at this point, I was still in the planner conundrum, and I just can't seem to figure out how to just organize my time. And it was Good Friday. And then I saw this too. This here is a continuation of Good Friday. So I had seen this online, and I just really liked it and decided to do it. Just do some lettering on this page and about Good Friday. And it was interesting because when I was writing this word cross, there's like, blood droplets, it looks like. Those were unplanned. What I had done was, when I was doing the page, my hand crossed over the word and it smudged it. But then when I looked at it, I thought, well, he was on the cross, and, Jesus was on the cross, and so blood drippings were kind of appropriate at the time. So anyway, yes, I am thankful, and I do know that while he was there, I was on his mind, and that's very comforting. And then this day, not a good day. Not a good day at all. So it was the weekend. I think my husband's on overtime now, or was back. Maybe he was back then as well, I think. And so anyway, yeah, ER visit not averted this time. There have been so many times in the past, you know, if you've been on my channel at all, there have been so many times in the past where it's like ER visit averted, yay. Well, yeah, not today. And my husband does not go to the ER for, you know, much of anything. I mean, I think in the last 6 years, he's been to the ER twice. This would be his third time. And he felt so bad, and he got home from work and he was like, yeah, you got to take me in. So, or maybe he wasn't at work. I can't remember. But anyway, he went, and, yeah, he was there for 6 long hours. I ended up just dropping him off. And I know that sounds horrible, and I did not like just dropping him off. But he was like, babe, there's no reason for you to sit in there with all those sick people when I know exactly what they're going to do. So I said, okay, fine. So I dropped him off, and he had an ultrasound and a CAT scan, and there was good news and bad news. The good news was that everything was fine on all the scans, so which was awesome, you know. They checked his gallbladder. They said his gallbladder looked fine. Wonderful. Okay. The bad news is that he's still in pain. He's still having low-grade fevers. He's still having all these symptoms that are really presenting as something with gallbladder, if you ask me, but I'm no doctor. So, and then the interesting thing too is that, so they did the scans. They said, oh no, your gallbladder's fine. They've been telling him for 2 years that he has chronic pancreatitis, yet on the scans, the doctor said, your pancreas looks fine. I don't know. It seems to me like it's oxymoron. It's like, you're telling me I have chronic pancreatitis, yet my pancreas looks fine. You're telling me that there's nothing wrong with my gallbladder because it looks fine. I don't know. I'm very confused. We're very confused and very frustrated. And then one of the things was, you know, again, I have a sick, twisted sense of humor kind of thing. But, yeah, like one of the standard questions, I guess, at the ER is, are you hooked on pain meds? I'm sorry. Woo. And I know it is a serious problem, and I don't mean to make light of it at all. But what they don't know about my husband, and of course I guess they would if they bothered to read his medical chart at all, my husband does not take medication. He does not take pain medication. He has never taken pain medication. He will not even take, or I wouldn't say not ever, but he rarely even takes like ibuprofen or acetaminophen. I mean, he just will not take pain medication. He just won't. So I thought that was interesting when they asked him that. So yeah, he came back that afternoon, and they had put him on pain medication while he was there at the hospital, and they also gave him some other kind of medication. And he said that he was feeling a bit better, but he wasn't sure, you know, which medication was working. But then Sunday came, and he was back on the couch feeling poopy again. So they just, oh gosh, it is a never-ending nightmare, the poor thing. And so I put, where's Dr. House, right? Where is that man when you need him? And then Sunday was Easter Sunday, and I am thankful that he is risen. My kids and the rest of the family went to church that day. I stayed home with Big Handsome. He and I don't generally go to church anymore. We used to, and when I became ill, I had to stop going. And so, yeah, but we were thankful for, you know, for that day and you know, for celebrating Easter Sunday, even though we didn't really celebrate it, but we celebrated it in our own ways. And then this day here, let me see, baby steps. This was a Monday. And, this was the page I was working on in my last ramble session. And I said that it was March 28th and it was a Tuesday, but it wasn't. It was a Monday. And, anyway. So, yeah, I'm taking baby steps as far as, like, planning my days out. It's like, I don't even know. I said on the last ramble session, I just, you know, I got to do what I can when I can. That's all I can do. So, of course, I had laundry because that's my life story. And then I was reading this book called We Never Asked for Wings. It's a very good book. It's a fiction book. And I really enjoyed it. It was one of my daughter's textbooks, actually, and she was able to meet the author and have the author sign her book. And so that was really cool, and she was so totally excited about that. And it is a really good book, so I enjoyed it. And then here is the day that I filmed another ramble session, and trying to put all my trust in him completely, and trying to remind myself that there are so many beautiful reasons to be happy. And I found this little meme that I thought was cute and funny. I'd socialize, but it gets in the way of me being at home doing what I want, which is playing in my Fobonichi and doing other things, you know, that don't involve people. So that was that day. And then this day here, let me see, this was a Tuesday. Yeah, that was a Tuesday. And this is a continuation because after I'd finished, you know, I had finished this page for the day, and then later that afternoon, an edible arrangement came, which was very sweet. My sister-in-law and brother-in-law, I don't know what to call him. It's her boyfriend, so, but they're not married. But anyway, my sister-in-law and her boyfriend, I guess that's the appropriate way to put it. So yeah, they sent us this, and it was very sweet of them, just to let us know that they were thinking of us. And it arrived during a terrible rainstorm. Holy cow, it was blowing like a hurricane out there. It was crazy. And I felt so bad for the delivery lady, you know. And the kids had gone to work, and so they had texted me that at the school that they work at, the power had gone out, and they even had hail. It was like nickel-sized hail. It was horrible. Then this day here was a Wednesday, and it was supposed to be dissection day. I'm teaching my son biology, and we were supposed to dissect a perch and a frog, and neither of us were in the mood. We just were not in the mood to, you know, perform autopsies that day. So we cheated, and we found some YouTube videos, and we watched those instead, and he did his lab reports from those. So anywho, and here's a little bit of biohumor. Osteichthyes limbo contest, and osteichthyes are not sharks, because sharks are made of cartilage, but they're like bony fish, and osteichthyes is the class of bony fish, and so they're having a limbo contest, and the judge says, or the registration person says, "I'm sorry, Mr. Shark, you can't enter. It just wouldn't be fair." Because he's made of cartilage. So anyway, I just think those are so cute. They're put in sporadically throughout the biology book, and they're just funny. So I have to photocopy them and stick them in here when I can. Anywho, I will let you go. I've been rambling on for way too long. And I will thank you for watching. Thank you so much for all your comments and thumbs up. And thank you for subscribing. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. And I'll see you next time. It'll probably be on a flip.